Welcome to session 7 in our Kadence Theme and Kadence Blocks tutorial. And we've been slowly building a site for KidSafe, a playground site for an organisation in Queensland called KidSafe. And we've now had access to a blank site, a site where we will build the final website. And we're going to use this because it's a totally blank site. As you can see on the screen, it's a WordPress site, WordPress 6. It's on a server, on a SiteGround server. We don't have access to DNS records, but we're going to show you another way around. And today, what we're really talking about is connecting up to Search Engine Optimisation. That's really our topic for today. And so we're going to cover connecting this site to Google Search Console, to Google Analytics. We're going to show you what's involved in connecting to Google Business Profile. And then we're also going to connect all that together using a plugin called Rank Math. Now we're going to stick with the objective that we've given ourselves to only use free products, and that includes just the free Kadence Theme and the free Kadence Blocks. Were we able to use the full Kadence Theme or the Kadence Theme with the Pro Extensions, there are much easier ways to do what we're about to do today. But let's kick it off. So we're going to connect this site to Google Search Console. And the reason that you would want to do that is that Search Console has, it's really the central dashboard for Google, connecting a website to Google, where you're able to submit a sitemap, which is a map of all the files, all the pages that are on a site, so that Google knows what to search. And it also gives you many tools that you're able to use to find out why your site is not being indexed at any time, or what the problems are, whether it's finding videos. So Search Console is incredibly powerful. So let's go straight to Google Search Console, and I'm about to log in here. So I'm already logged in. When I press here, this comes to, I have a large number of sites already connected to Google Search Console, and today we're going to add a property, and the property that we can either add the domain. Now the domain is only available where we have access to DNS verification, and it will cover all URLs from the HTTPS to HTTP, www, or non-www. Now that's the primary one that you should always go for. But because we don't have DNS access, we don't have access to the records, we can only go with a URL prefix. And we're going to go with the HTTPS version and the non-www version. And we can get that by going to the site, and here it is here. We're just going to copy that, Command C, over to here, and Command V. And that's the URL, and we're going to connect it. Now we need to verify, and it needs to know who we are. And so there are a number of ways you can do it. We can either, as I said, if we had DNS access, we would go to do the DNS records, but we can either download this file and upload the file into the root of the directory, the root directory of the website, and we could do that. What I really want to do is to be able to put a meta tag. So we want to take the select, see whether we'll have this. Add a meta tag to your site's homepage. So we're going to get this meta tag here, and we're going to copy it, and we're going to use a free plugin to allow us to put this meta tag, so it's meta tag, Google site verification, and then a number which will verify that we own the site. Only an owner for the site would be able to put a meta tag in the home page. So let's copy that. So it's already copied. Now go across to the site and go into the dashboard. So going in behind. Now we don't have the plugin yet, but let me show you one that we can use. Plugins, add new. Now this is the step that if we were using the Kadence theme with the Pro Extensions, we wouldn't be needing to add a plugin. But we need to add a plugger called header, footer, do a search. Okay, it's this one here. Header, footer, post injections, that one there. We're going to install that. I've used this on many sites before I was using Kadence with the Pro extension. Now we can activate it. And we can now come over in amongst the plugins, have a look at the installed plugins, and no, it should appear down in the settings. There it is. That's the plugin there. Header, footer, post injections, Stefanolissa. That's the one we want. You find it now over in the settings, header and footer. So we're going to open that, and what we want to do is put this tag only on the home page. It just needs to be there the once, and we're going to Command V, there it is, and we can now save this. So that tag will now appear on the home page. When we go back now to Google Search Console, we can now verify. Checking the verification, and it's verified. So we now have the property on Google Search Console. We can go there, and here it is. So this is Google Search Console, and of course there's no data because there's been no sitemap, there's been no tracking, nothing has actually happened. So this is very empty pages. But what we're able to do is find where the pages are already in Google. We can submit pages, we can submit sitemaps, remove pages, check the page experience, the Core Web Vitals. This is a critical tool in managing any website and its connection to Google. Right at the moment, all we know that it is in place, so we have it in place. Now, if we go back to our site again, we're going to now add some more in here to connect Google Analytics. Now, of course, some sites don't really need Google Analytics. I'm doing this really just to show you how it's done. So here we go, where this is the Analytics panel. This is another site. What we're able to do in Google Analytics, if we just pick any of these, this is a site that has a lot of visits. You can look at website data and you're able to see who's on the site right at the moment. Like right at the moment on this site, this is a Saturday about lunchtime I'm doing this video, and you can see that right now on this site there are 4 people and they're in the southeast corner of Australia. You can get lots of other information in here in the overviews of how many people are visiting, where they're coming from. This site gets somewhere around about 600 visits every day, and these are the kind of data that we will be able to get on our site once we connect to Google Analytics. So the first step is to go to admin and we want to create an account, and there's 48 accounts in there. We want to create an account, a new account, and the account name is going to be Playground Safety. And we're going to go next. The property setup. Now this is quite important down here, because at the moment Google Analytics is moving away from universal analytics and is really encouraging everyone only to take the new version, Google Analytics 4. But for the purposes of it, and you see this note here, we're really going to create a universal analytics property so that we have access to both. And we want to create both a Google Analytics 4 and a Universal Analytics. And the name of our site, the URL of our site, is this one. We're going to go to Analytics and put that in here. And it's HTTPS, so that's correct. We can clear that. So that's the site. We don't want US dollar, we want Australian dollar. We want, property name will be Playground Safety. The time zone we want is Australia, and we want Brisbane time. So there we go, and that's all we need on there. We don't want to select that option, and we're now going to go next. And we will have two. Industry, let's say people and society, and let's say 1 to 10, and we want to measure customer engagement, and we want to optimize the experience. Now we're going to create that, and now we've just got to agree to some terms. We select Australia, we select that, and we accept. Now it's going away to make the properties, and the next thing that it will do will be to give us some tracking details, some tracking code. Now here's the tracking code here, the stream details. All of this is fine, we can just assume this is correct. We're not using Google Tag Manager, we're really just taking a very simple approach here and wanting to get a tag that we can put in the header of all pages. We're going to use later on Rank Math to connect to Google Analytics, but for the moment that's all we're going to do. Now let's go on to the next thing we want to look at, which is Google Business Profile. For any website that you are building that is connecting to a business, you really need to take advantage of this. Now it's this information over here, sometimes called a knowledge panel, and this really is another insight of your business on Google. Now somebody has already connected to this, which you would fully expect. It will allow you to take photos, it'll allow you to have a logo, it can give you questions and answers at this point. You can have reviews. It collects Google reviews, collects Facebook reviews. You're able to make posts. Here are some posts down here that have been made, and some other people have searched for these things. Usually, depending on what you're searching for, you will sometimes find a 3-pack over here. If you were searching for something like car seats, then in the 3-pack there would be suppliers who have optimized for local search. So that's what Google Business Profile is all about. So we won't really connect into this because this belongs to another business. It's already established, and I really don't want to mess it up. but what you would normally do would be select from here the Google Business Profile connection, and you would add this into this business into others that you're managing. So the next thing we need to do now is go back to the site, go to plugins, and we're going to install a new plugin. And the plugin we want to install is one called Rank Math. Now there are a number of very popular SEO or search engine optimization plugins. Probably the most popular for a long time has been one called Yoast, Y-O-A-S-T. Rank Math is probably the new kid on the block, but very, very, very popular. It has a free version and a paid version. We're going to be dealing just with the free version today, but I will show you some of the things the pro version does. There are others. The SEO framework is very popular. All-in-one SEO is another one. But what we're going to do now is add a new plugin called Rank Math. We're going to be searching here for, let's browse there. There's Yoast. Yoast SEO is very, very common. In fact, you wouldn't need to go too far down here to find Rank Math, I wouldn't imagine. Okay, not seeing it, so we'll search in here. RANKMATH for Rank Math, and search. This is it here. So we're going to install it. And activate it. But before we leave, we won't install this on this site, but this is also an incredibly helpful app, instant indexing for Google. Rank Math has also got a plugin for it, and it means with a bit of messing around and connecting to the Google API, you can get things indexed quite quickly. Now what we're going to do now is connect to our free account. We're going to connect. We're going to log in there. We're only doing a free one. I'll connect with mine. There it is. We only want the free plan, so activate now. There it is. Now what we're going to do is step through and set this up. And on the way through, it will connect us, this site, to Google Analytics. So we're going to start the wizard. And it's, what is it? It's a community blog news site. Let's leave it there. The organisation is, yes, the organisation. We'll have a quick look through and see whether we can find one that's very specific. This will be used in giving local search schema. And so if there's one that it knows, and we've got to quickly see whether there's one that, childcare, how about we take that? We'll do childcare, playground safety, the logo. We'll come back to there, we'll put the logo in. And this is also very helpful. We haven't created one yet, but we'll do it later. Add or upgrade a file, that's called the OG image, and whenever you share something from the site, share it to Facebook, it'll use that image. So we're now going to save and continue. Connect Google services, this is the interesting bit. Choose an account. It was initially done on my account, so we'll choose this one. We'll be pulling this out later on, but this is okay. We're now going to continue. And in the search console, we're going to try and find the site. There it is there. It's picked that one. And analytics, we want to go to analytics, and we want playground safety. Which property? Let's just connect the playground safety, which is the universal one. We'll connect the universal one, and the view will be all website data. And we're going to install the analytics code. That takes care of it, and it's already done. Exclude the logged in users, that's great. And we'll have a self-hosted analytics JavaScript file. Oh, that's only available in the Pro version. So we'll be just doing a very, very standard. That's one of the reasons to buy the Pro one. There are a lot of others. We don't have AdSense. In other words, we're not trying to get ads to come to our site to pay for it. And we don't want emails sent to me. And we save and continue. So a sitemap. We definitely want a sitemap. We don't need to include the images in the sitemap. We will include the posts. We will include the pages. We will include the categories. I'll show you what that means soon. And we save that. SEO tweaks. We will just go with that. And that's all we really need. So we're now going to return to the dashboard. And this is the dashboard of Rank Math. If we have a look here, it tells you these are all the utilities that you're able to have in Rank Math. So we are looking at analytics. We're not using advanced custom fields, and we're not using the special mobile versions. We don't have these forums. We're not looking at the image SEO. We have turned indexing on. Local SEO we want. We're not. Redirections is handy to have. It means if you change a page, it will create a redirect. We do want that. Role manager, we can have it. SEO analysis, we do want that. The video sitemap is only available in the Pro version, where it's not a WooCommerce store, or we're not doing Google Web Stories. So that's all we need to do there. Now we can go down through the general settings. And a lot of this we're going to come back to later. The interesting thing is the Webmaster Tools, Google Search Console. We want to connect in there. And so the ID, we will get that. We put it in there. We will actually get it from that plugin. The headers and that was in Tools. Tools or Settings? Settings, there it is. And so we want this part there. We copy that, go over to Rank Math, go into General Settings, and we wanted to go to Webmaster Tools and put it in there. We haven't connected to Bing yet. That's a very, very worthwhile thing to do. Well, we'll do it later. So that has kept the Search Console, made the connection to the Search Console. Robots.txt is a very interesting file. We don't need to go there. There isn't one with any detail on here. It really tells search engines what pages you're allowed to search, which ones you're not allowed to search, and in fact, even which search engines can actually access the site. At the moment, we've given total free access to every search engine to access the site. HT access we don't need to go into. Analytics we also don't need to go into at the moment because there's really nothing to look at. Now, on these pages, what we do when we actually build the site, if we were to take this sample page and edit the page, we're going to see what a typical page would look like, because we have very little content on here. But up here, this is the access to Rank Math. So as soon as we open that, we get this for every page and every post. In fact, everything we request in the dashboard. So at this point, we're able to edit the snippet. Let's just take a word in here. Let's take actor. Actor is our keyword. We're pretending anyway. That's going to be the focus keyword. We're going to edit the snippet. This tells us, it gives us an estimate of what the snippet would look like. In other words, let's go to Google for a second, and if we were to type Kids Safe, there's the snippet. The very first line is the URL. The second is the title. The third and fourth are the meta description. And the last line, the fifth line, if there is one, is what's called a smart snippet, a rich snippet. And here's an example here. There's things like reviews, ratings, a number of votes. There can be something like a price, whether it's in stock, an event. There can be an awful lot of information placed in the rich snippet. And the way that you get that there is really through what's called schema. Now, schema is available here in Rank Math. Now, this is a very quick look. We'll be coming back to this when we build this site. But so this is picking up using macros. It's the title, a separator, and a site name. There's the title of the page. We've decided that's the separator. And there's the site name. The permalink for this one is sample page. So you find that if you were to look at the page, you would find it as being playground safety. Well, there it is there. If you were to click that, you'll go to the site. This description here is the meta description, which appears here. This is the meta description there. And it's important to be able to get in the correct keywords. Let's just type anything. It's about an actor we've picked as being the keyword. So really it's looking, at the moment it's giving us a score, not very much. The keyword does appear in the first 10% of the content, and the focus keyword is found in the content, but it's not in the title. So let's change the sample page. Let's change the title. If we put the word actor in there, we would get a better score. If we put the word actor in here, we would also get a better score. If we go actor, change the permalink to that, we see now it's been found in the permalink. If we put it down here, this is about an actor. So now it's found the keyword in the meta description. There it is there, focus keyword inside US. So that's some of the tuning we're going to do later on. When we go to social, this is the OG image that we need to upload. And every time, there's where you do it, you add that. And every time we were to share this page, that would be the image that's being used. So that's very important, that part of it. There's more. In this advanced page, we get to say whether we want to index it or no index it. We get to set a canonical URL. That's very important in case there are copies of this page or copies of this post somewhere. You want to be able to pick the one that's canonical or the original, the most important, the key content one. And you can have a redirect if you want to. This one is also, this is the schema. Now in the free version, you're only allowed one schema. And this is to say that each page will be treated as if it's an article. And this is the kind of detail that's in the schema. There's not very much in here. Of course, we haven't written much. And you can validate the code by clicking here. And we have to upgrade to the Pro version to get that. But that's a very important thing. This also is very important too. The multiple schemas are allowed in the Pro version. And that's another reason why the Pro version of Rank Math is actually worth investing in, because you can have on a page that has an FAQ, you can have an FAQ here. If you have a page that has a video on it, then you can have video schema in here. And that will mean that when Google scans the page and comes to produce a rich snippet, it has more information to populate this with. So at the moment, we've really done enough. We've connected the SEO. In the next, when we have this site more advanced in our next lesson, we might go further into the details of optimizing a page using Rank Math. But for the moment, that's our lesson 7, connecting to Google.